And we're back. Yeah. Welcome, everybody. Today, Thursday, October 10th, 2024. Today, I'm going to read Blackroots Science Chapter 3, 4. These are some short chapters. And 5. Probably going to come back and read 6 and 7, but I'm going to do another video for that. They're a little bit longer. So these 3 short ones. These are topics that, most folks probably wouldn't find out interesting, but they are useful, so I'm not going to skip them, right? Not to minimize their importance, but I'm kind of going to just go through them. Like, mm, I'll pick out a few key points and just highlight them. But really, I just want to get through it. Again, thank you for following me on this journey. If you have chosen to go there with me, I know there's other people out there who have read Blackroots Science. Man, matter of fact, shout out to Team 144K. Shout out to Mana House or Mana Village. Shout out to Desty.com. Shout out to the New Jeru page. Shout out to the other people who I seen on YouTube who were reading Blackroots Science and whatever book club or discussion group that's out there centered around this wisdom that's out there, man. Salute to y'all. Much love for carrying that torch. It'd be cool one day to meet y'all if I haven't already. Uh, Clubhouse. Matter of fact, if anybody is interested in having group discussions, that Team 144K is on Clubhouse. They also have a Discord server. A lot of people in it. A lot of information in there. If you want to meet up with people around this information, there's definitely space for you. Hit me up. Send a message in the comment section. I'll definitely show you where the spot is. But for right now, it's the place to be. All right. I'm just going to jump into it right now. We're at chapter 3, Introduction to Physics, Astronomy. All right. It's from the wise ones of old, the teachers of true science, the originators of true civilization. 2, all who desire new perspective and are tired of the old lies and cannot understand what modern scientists are talking about. That's most of us from school. Here's an ancient perspective on physics and astronomy using modern concepts. What is physics? It is the knowledge of the laws and principles of atoms and electrons. What is astronomy? It is the knowledge of the laws governing stars and planets. What is the difference between stars and atoms? Size is the only difference. The laws and principles are the same. Atoms and electrons are miniature stars and planets, and stars and planets are giant atoms and electrons. There is no difference except in size. The movements and revolutions are the same. The orbits are the same. The laws of magnetic attraction and repulsion are the same. Modern scientists want to keep the laws of atomic structure to themselves by cloaking it in a mystery. When I look up in the sky, I see the very same atoms they see in their electron microscopes. God put the stars out there for all to see who cannot afford the $1 million research microscopes, because the stars are what the atoms look like in miniature scale. I think that's pretty self-explanatory. Chemistry is in the sky, just like chemistry is under the microscope. right, continuing on. The Earth and the Sun. Would you like to stand on an electron? Well, the Earth is a giant sized electron. What is the nucleus of an atom? The Sun is a giant sized nucleus. The electrons of every atom orbit around their nucleus exactly the same way the Earth and other planets orbit around the Sun. If you don't have a multi-billion-dollar electron microscope to look at the nucleus, then look at the rising sun, and there is a perfect nucleus. Look at the Earth you stand on, and there is a perfect electron. Perfect. Mm. Our solar system is a giant atom. The laws ruling its motions are the same as for an atom. We stand on an electron called the Earth, and lo and behold, the electron itself is made of electrons. Is the Earth not made of atoms? Yes, it is. And if the Earth is an electron, then the electron is made of electrons. If the solar system is an atom, then the atom itself is made of atoms. Mystery solved. What is the fundamental particle of matter? It will never be found by instruments because every atom is made of miniature atoms, themselves made of even smaller atoms, to infinity. No wonder modern scientists can never find the smallest particle. They keep discovering smaller and smaller ones as their instruments improve. But we don't need instruments. They'd be handy if we could afford them, but we don't need them. We only need our mind. That's the end of chapter 3. Said you don't need $1 million microscope. Remember the Dogon was teaching some Germans back in the 1940s about Sirius A, Sirius B stuff they couldn't even see yet till years later when they got their $1 billion microscopes or telescopes to look out there into space and actually see what the Dogon already knew all along. The same chemistry that they do or whatever, however they envisioned or visualized what's going on up there. It's the same thing that's happening under our feet. If you know one, you know the other. So a chemist is actually an astrologer. If you understand the principles, the laws and principles of one, you understand the laws and principles of both. I.e., you're gonna hear it soon. You're gonna hear it a lot more than just this one time. As above, so below. I believe they call it the law of correspondence in the universal laws. Yeah, he's definitely going to talk more about that. All right. Chapter 4. The solar system and the atom. We already saw how the solar system perfectly models the atom. The sun is a giant nucleus and the earth is a giant electron, as are the other planets. The solar system is measured to be 7,900 million miles across, as far as the orbit of the planet Pluto. Our Earth is measured at only 7,900 miles across. That makes the solar system 1,000,000 times bigger than the Earth. Let our minds make the obvious connection. If the Earth is the same as an electron and the solar system is the same as an atom, then we conclude that the proportions must be the same. In other words, the size of the atom compared to the electron must be the same as the size of the solar system compared to the Earth. Solar system is to Earth what atom is to electron. Same proportions, same laws, different sizes. If the solar system is 1,000,000 times bigger than the Earth, then the atom is 1,000,000 times bigger than the electron. Is this true? According to modern measurements, the electron has been measured at about 1/4 trillionth of an inch, and the atom at about 1/4 millionth of an inch across. That gives a proportion of 1,000,000 times, just like it is between the Earth and the solar system. This confirms our intuition that the solar system is a giant atom, and the Earth is a giant electron, and the sun is the nucleus. The law of creation is as above, so below. So it is below. Now our mind has been freed, and we can proceed to investigate atoms and electrons by studying our own solar system. We don't need expensive tools. We just need the knowledge that has been available since ancient times, when our ancestors spent many nights studying the sky. They were looking at stars, but at the same time, they were looking at the microscopic particles of matter. Modern astronomers and physicists separate themselves into two camps. In the ancient days, our ancestors, as they built great pyramids and other monuments to study and chronicle the movements of the stars, knew that there was no difference between astronomy and physics. By studying astronomy, they learned all about physics as well, because physics is the study of astronomy on a microscopic scale. As above, so it is below. That is the law of creation. Write that down. Keep in mind, as within, so without as well. Throw that in there as well. Once we have a clear understanding of this law, we can use it to learn about the rest of the universe, how it was created, when it was created, what is its size and duration. All we need is our minds. End of chapter 4. It's all in the mind. I'm going to just keep going. I've said pretty much everything there is to say he did as well. Number 5, chapter 5, the universe. If you have ever been far away from city lights, you'll know that when we look at the starry sky on a clear, dark night, we see countless stars covering every inch of the sky. But when we look at the sky above the earth, we see a vast emptiness between our earth and the nearest neighboring star. If we let our mind think about this, we realize that even though the stars seem close to each other, far, far up in the sky, they cannot really be that close together. If they were, we would see stars in our own sky above the earth as close as the moon. The truth is, the nearest star to our sun is about 32 trillion miles away. This tells us all the stars above, even though they seem close to each other, must be separated by about the same distance as well. It's like looking at the lights of a distant city. They seem closely packed together, but when I reach the city, I realize that there is plenty of space between the lights. Looking from a distance gives the illusion that they are close together. The same is true with the stars. Our intuition tells us that if we could travel to one of the many stars above, we would discover that it sits alone in the sky, just like our sun, separated from its nearest neighbor by about the same distance of 32 trillion miles. This begins to give us an idea of the size of the universe. But let us continue with this thought. What can we consider as a model of the universe? The universe is made of countless solar systems. The earth is made of countless atoms. Solar systems and atoms are identical, differing only in size. If the universe is made of star systems, which are identical to atoms, and the earth is made of atoms, which are identical to star systems, then the earth must be identical to the universe, only much smaller. As above, so below. Our mind concludes that the earth is a mini universe. Its stars are the atoms that make it up. Here's the full cycle of creation. We start with the electron, then atoms, then the earth and other planets, then the solar system and other star systems, then the universe. That is going from the bottom to the top, the smallest to the largest, the beginning to the end. But a full cycle has the same beginning and end point. What does our intuition tell us? It tells us the beginning point, the electron, is the same as the end point, the universe. We have come full circle. Jot that down. It says smallest to largest, beginning to the end. The end point is always the same as the beginning in the cycle. So in this particular cycle, it starts with the electron, it ends with the universe. That must be the same thing. Mm. A to Z or A equals Z. I'm just thinking out loud. Okay. I'm gonna read that again. A full cycle has the same beginning and end point. What does our intuition tell us? It tells us the beginning point, the electron, is the same as the end point, the universe. We have come full circle. The electron is a mini Earth. The Earth is a mini universe. As above, so below. How can we find out the size of the universe? By knowing the size of the Earth. How many stars are in the universe? Same number as atoms in the Earth. The law of creation is the same. How long has this video been? Uh, so the key point of this is, he's introducing the law of creation to us. As above, so it is below. He does it with, if you want to call it an analogy, Earth. Earth is an electron, and Earth is a mini universe at the same time. This shows up in many different ways, as we know that that is a universal law, and that law applies to many different things. So there's something up there in that sky that is represented or that corresponds to everything that is happening down here. Something to keep in mind. Um, this makes chemistry that a little bit more interesting. I know I didn't care that much about chemistry. All the college courses I took for chemistry, oh my God, I couldn't stand it. I don't think I ever really liked science that much. Here you got me reading a book called Blackroots Science. He made that pretty simple, did he not? Just goes to tell you, divine is simple. They always said that the author of confusion was the devil. Everything should be able to be explained in a simple way. Something to think about. I'm gonna stop it here, and I'm gonna just to keep it short and sweet. And I'll be back real soon. Peace.